You know, I may not agree with boomers on a lot of things, but one thing I will acknowledge them on is that sometimes some of the stuff they like is pretty cool, including some of the guns, like this one. Let's have a little bit of fun with it today, shall we? Hi, hey, hello, how y'all doing? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing another video on a gun. This one, pretty cool. A little older design, but still has a pretty common following today. Today, of course, we'll be talking about the Mini-14, made by Ruger. This one is actually one of the earliest models they made. This one's dated around 74, I believe. As you can see, that serial number there. We're 680, so that's super low. And this thing is in beautiful condition. That wood is just immaculate. There's a couple small nicks. You can maybe see in the sunlight right there. But, I mean, that doesn't take away just from how nice overall condition this gun's in. Another thing to point out, too, that's kind of neat about this one, most of them you see that are the wood stock ones, like this one, have that metal heat shield on top. I'll flash a picture up the screen to show you, but this one actually has a wood one, which I guess the very early original models had. The Mini-14 is like the Boomer's AR-15, I guess is the best way of describing it. The thing is, it's an older design, but still very much an effective rifle. This one is one of the earlier ones, so it is chambered in 223, so I'm playing it safe and only using 223 in this thing. I don't think it would have a major issue if I did 5.56, but I'm just erring on the side of caution with something like this. It is an absolutely beautiful gun. Very fun to shoot, very light shooting rifle. Of course, 223 out of most guns isn't going to kick very hard, but fun little fact about this I didn't know until looking up some history about the thing. These were actually used in the Rhodesian Bush War. So, I'll flash a picture up of I found some images online of some guys actually rocking these things in Rhodesia, which we will call it that, and it will always be Rhodesia on this channel at least, but nevertheless, yeah, it's a neat little fact. Before we get into it, I'd like to give you all a little bit of history on the Mini-14 itself. So, the Mini-14 was designed and introduced to the civilian market in 1973 as a lightweight semi-auto rifle similar in design to the military's larger M14, but scaled down to accept 223 ammunition, as well as utilizing a quote-unquote self-cleaning fixed piston gas system instead of the short-stroke gas piston used on the M14. There would come multiple different variants over the years and several different calibers aside from 223, including 5.56, 7.62 by 39, 300 blackout, and even 6.8 SPC of all things. On top of that, Ruger would eventually come out with a version of the Mini-14 in 1979 that was select fire for use with military and law enforcement, known as the AC-556, with decent use. It was able to be fired in semi, 3-round bursts, or full auto. The Mini-14 would be used in multiple government agencies as well as foreign militaries. As I said earlier, the Rhodesian security forces had some that they used in the Bush War, and other countries such as Brazil, Australia, and Indonesia would use them in various police forces. The Mini-14 also has fame in the pop culture world, most famously used in the original A-Team series, as well as some other shows such as The Walking Dead, Firefly, and even Fallout, which I think is pretty neat. It would also have a pretty expensive film presence in various films like the original Red Dawn, Commando, Escape from LA, and a slew of others. There was a version that was bullpupped, and that version also would show up in a variety of sci-fi pieces like the RoboCop 3 and Starship Troopers. Not to mention the use of it in video games like PUBG, Insurgency, and the Left 4 Dead series. Now, there is some negative stigma that would be attached to the rifle as well, so it was used in multiple real-life, pretty heinous crimes. Probably its most famous use, of which being the by Michael Lee Platt in the infamous 1986 Miami-Dade shootout, which its use would result in the excessive militarization of the police to be able to fight more up-armed terrorists and attackers and whatnot. So it's safe to say the Mini-14 has definitely left its mark in popular media and the real world for better or for worse. But we're going to go ahead and do a little bit of a showcase of what the thing looks like from front to back. So starting out here from the front, you see oh, that's a little hot. Unthreaded muzzle, just comes straight out to the end with a basic sight blade, front sight, nothing fancy there. Moving back, we have your barrel coming out to your retainer for your handguard here. Again, we got the wood handguard on top instead of that metal one that they usually have. I honestly like it a little better. Kind of gives me like M1 carbine vibes a little bit. I haven't a carbine, but it is substantially different. But I like the wood, honestly, a little more than I do the metal. I think it just looks a lot cleaner. Come back here, we have the charging handle. Very similar to that of an M14. The action, again, like it's literally just a scaled down M14. Error why it's called the Mini-14. But action is very similar. Very smooth action. And typically, there we go. We have a lockback on bolt hole open. Magazine wasn't fully seated there. That was on me. But it does have a lockback on empty, which uses this little button right here. You push that down. I'll showcase for you real quickly. So when the magazine's out, nothing. Put a magazine in. Well, you can actually hold it down. So let's see. Pull it back. Hold that button down. It does have manual bolt hold open, but it also has one that's actuated by the magazine, as you can tell there. This is a 20 rounder. By the way, this gun, if you're going to have a gun with a 20 rounder, this and like the Mark 12s are like the most vibey 20 round magazines you could put, other than like, 3-way battle rifles, but not about that. So there we go. You never lock down. But yeah, so that's pretty neat. Got your rear aperture sight, which I'm much more of a fan of these peep style sights than I am your Fort typical iron sights. I think I like these better. I'm a little more accurate with them. Moving back, got your, Mini-14 caliber 223. Here's your safety. Your safety is like an M1 Garand style safety, so you push that into the trigger guard. Nothing happens. Pull forward. Fires. So there you go. Trigger on this is very light for what it is. I'm going to go ahead and show you real quick. Go ahead and put this in my pocket. It is very hot out today. I'm wearing shorts, as you haven't seen yet, but I'm wearing shorts because it's hot. Well, humid. It's not the heat that gives you, it's the humidity. I'm gonna give you that boomerism because I'm shooting a boomer rifle. Anyway, about a 4 or 5 pound trigger. I mean, it's a very nice trigger, actually. And you let go. Very quick reset. It's not fire. Okay. Very solid trigger there. I do like it. Oh, almost skipped the magazine. Magazines on these are these magazines. Rock and lock, kind of like an AK. It's a little more up there than an AK. It's not on the bottom. You gotta shove it up in there pretty heavily first. And then rocket. A lot kind of similar to that of like an MP5. But I do like it. Mag release does a good job. I do have one mag. It's kind of a pain to get out. So I kind of have to hold. This one's not that problem, but you have to hold the mag and then kind of pull it down as you're pulling it like that. This one right here doesn't do that, so. But anyway, moving back to the stock, just a basic wood stock with a metal butt plate. Overall, pretty basic rifle. I mean, but it's again, it's very fun to shoot. So we're gonna go ahead and do some shooting with it today. All right, so we're gonna be a little bit shooting today. Notice to change the hat. I got the. I'll take that patch off. It's kind of cringe. Actually, I'll leave it on. It's whatever. I don't really care. We're gonna be able to shoot with it. I got this neat little bandolier here instead of having that big chest rig because it's hot. I got this this bandolier here from P&W Gorilla's website, the ODGG, and for $6, I mean holds 6 mags. It's pretty sick. I'm not gonna lie. Especially on a hot day like this, you ain't gonna really want to wear anything else. So let's go and do some shooting now. This, like I said, this does look good with the 20s, but for shooting purposes, it's a 29 and 5/8 capacity kind of day. So go ahead and rack that baby back. All right, let's do some rocking and rolling here. Triggers are the target's only hanging on by one chain. One of the chains broke and I can't fix it. So I'm about due to buy some new targets anyway. Some permanently set ones. Yeah, that one's definitely seen its days, but so let's just unload some of the dirt here. Just gong broke. Fell again. Just how many rounds I got on this thing? This mag's not full. Let's just unload as fast as we can of the dirt to see what it looks like. I got a couple rounds left. Oh, had a misfeed there. I think it was a little too fast and it popped. And it locked up. So let's go ahead and fix that target and load another mag and have some fun with it. By the way, I hope y'all like my new hat. It's the EMP hat version, or the ball cap version, so the boonie. It's kind of trying to be something different today. This is the mag. This mag right here gives me problems. Need to oil her up. Let's do a couple of quick shoot, reload, shoot tests just for the fun of it. All right, we're going to do some shoot, reload, shoot things just to see how fast we could do it with this. My AR was doing like sub 6 seconds, or right about 6 seconds. Let's see how long I'm going to do with this. This strap's definitely going to be in the way, but I'll try my best to keep it out of the way. I don't know. If it is, it is. This strap, by the way, I think is one of the original straps. I think it's old. A little bit tarnishing around the brass. It's pretty neat, though. Came with it, so I'm going to leave it on there. Let's just do a shoot, reload, shoot, and see what happens. Seven and a half, 7.38. It's not bad. This bandolier is pretty nice, actually. If you like neat stuff like this, I'd go to ODGG LLC's website, Pacific Northwest Gorilla. I like his stuff. It's not sponsored, obviously. He doesn't even know who I am. But I do like his stuff, especially this. So let's do another couple times, just see what happens. Oh, I screwed up. I put the safety on, too, for some reason. 889. That was awful. Ugh. That was awful. See if I can do a sub 6 second. That'd be cool. I was going to do the AR, but it's too hot today. I'm not going to do all that. I just want to show, ow, hot receiver. Hot receiver. That was a mistake. Let's go ahead and just do a couple more shots. .734. Not bad, but definitely could be improved. Let's try it again one more time. .813. .669. That's probably about the best I'm going to do. It's just fumbling that mag reload's the problem for me. But, nevertheless, it's a very nice gun. Very fun gun to shoot. If you can get your Mini-14, get one. I don't think that's, as cool as it is, I don't think it's worth the price tag of over $1,000. That's where most of them sell for that I've seen some a couple times under $1,000. I got this one for substantially less than that. So I jumped on the opportunity, and I think I got a good deal on this one. But, and it's a fun gun to shoot. If you want something that's not an AR, this is probably going to be your second best option. Unless you go with something like a piston driven or something like that that's also, you know. But if you like that older style of this, definitely this would be the one I'd lean to. Obviously not smashed by Ruger or nothing like that. That was even a dumb thing to point out, but I just wanted to say it for the sake of saying it. Anyway, regardless, thank you for watching. Appreciate you coming to the channel. Next video, or the video after, will be an update on the Casul build. I've done some changes to the internals of it, so I've done enough stuff I think that warrants a video. But if you like seeing what you're seeing, I'll you know, subscribe, consider, if you don't mind. I'd appreciate it. And hopefully I'll see you on the next one. See ya. Back in my day, we used to be able to buy a house for $20 and a handshake. I don't know why young people nowadays can't buy their own house. That just seems like they're lazy and entitled. Your properties will be ours eventually, old man. The future is coming. Accept the fate. What you have will be ours. Balls. This thing's dirty, needs cleaned. This follower's bad in this gun.